Okay, we'll turn down the volume a little bit on the baby monitor. Pop him up so I can take a look. Trying to film this video this week has been practically impossible. Sorry, my screen just went off. But here I am, and I'm filming in my messy office, which is something I haven't done in a long time because I'm too embarrassed. But honestly, I shoved the pile of crap that was here just over out of frame. And what you see behind me has been kind of how I've left that's how I leave my Project Life album up most of the time. So I do a scrapbooking project called Project Life. I'll put a link to that below if you're interested in seeing it. It's a weekly scrapbook project in pocket scrapbooking style. So basically you use photos in pockets. You can add cards, embellishments, whatever you want. I like to keep it pretty simple, and I print out basically one photo a day and then a few others from the week for each spread. So 2 pages covers a week, and I've been doing this since 2016. Disclaimer, the only finished album I have is the second half of 2017. I have big holes in 2016. I have all the photos in for the first half of 2017, but I still need to do the journal cards, and luckily I have my daily journals to fill in any information there. And I'm current in photos in 2018, but I haven't done the journal cards or embellishments yet, so that's where I am in that project. I don't know why we got really off topic right at the beginning. Another thing that's been happening this week is I've been sick, the kids have been sick, just a little cold, but it's just been a lot of snot, let's say. We've been going through a lot of tissues, and not that this is, you probably won't even notice, and I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but my nose is like, the skin is so irritated that it's flaking off. It's really dry and red and irritated, and it's just something that makeup can't go over. If you've had that kind of, when your skin gets really dry and aggravated like that. So that's it. You probably can hear a little bit of remnants of the cold in my voice, but it's been a week. It's been a week. But yeah, I really have been wanting to film this video for the last week, and I'm finally I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab some time, I'm gonna do it. I've got my cup of tea. I'm having the Trader Joe's, this is one of my go-tos, organic rooibos. It's just kind of like a very average rooibos. It's in a tea bag. I'll like insert a little clip of what it looks like because I can't remember the exact name off the top of my head. But when I want something really, really basic, or if my taste is affected, say by being sick, and I don't want to like waste my like luxury teas, which are mostly, have different flavor combinations on them, when I can't fully appreciate and taste something because I'm sick, that's the kind of tea I go for. Oh, this baby cannot get comfortable. This might be a fail. Alright, well, we're gonna give it a go. Anyway, so I've been mentioning this for like a week now, but I wanted to sit down and do another chit-chat video with you guys talking about body image and some of the things that I have been going through in that, thinking about that, especially since giving birth, but really in the past, the whole life, I would say, but especially since having kids. So I'm 35, if you did not know. I have 2 children. I have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, and they are my life. They're the light of my life. I have a husband. We've been married for 12.5 years. I live in suburbia, and I have a very nice life. Of course, it's not without its trials and tribulations, as anybody has, but we are so blessed, and I'm so grateful. And generally, I have my health. Aside from the occasional cold and, self-induced injury from like over-exercising, which hasn't been a problem since having kids because I have not exercised much. I've always been relatively healthy. I've always been, I would say kind of like an average size. I'm not too heavy, I'm not too thin. I'm definitely curvy. I'm short, I'm 5'4", and that's stretching it a little bit. I think I'm more like 5'3.5". I am short-waisted. I have ample bosom and big hips, and I've always carried weight since puberty in my thighs, in my upper thighs and tuchus, rear, whatever you want to call it. I just like spilled tea on me somehow and I haven't even lifted the cup. That was magic. And I've always been self-conscious of that. I've always been self-conscious that I am so curvy, and any weight I gain sits in my rump, basically, and not in like the rump kind of way where you look like Kim Kardashian, which I personally wouldn't want to look like Kim Kardashian, but you know, that's personal preference. But just, oh, that's the garage, sorry if you hear that. It's just, I don't know, I've just always been self-conscious about that, about my thighs, and not being, you know, the way that they're supposed to in this day and age, where beauty is defined by, well, it used to be kind of like a wafer thinness, or wafer, you know what I mean, like really super thin, and then lately it's more like athletic, but still, people don't want you to have big thighs even if you're athletic. That's not what they want to see in the magazines. I don't have any aspirations to become really thin or super athletic. I like having a softer feminine body. I would like to be a little bit more toned, just for being able to carry my kids and get on with my life in the way that I want to be, very active. I like exercising mainly for my brain. I have not exercised much since having my first child, and I know that's definitely taken its toll. So it's something that, as I'm settling into motherhood, I'm not having any more children, I need to figure out a way to really factor that in. It's just been lower on my priority list of the time that I have every day to do things. It's not high on my priority list, but I need to put it higher on my priority list and figure things out. But I will say, like, I've gained over the course of the last, since I've been married, I have gained 20 pounds. 25? Okay, so my starting weight pre-pregnancy with Charlotte was somewhere between 20 and 25 pounds more than when I got married. Granted, I got married when I was 22. I dieted specifically for the wedding. And then I kind of settled into my happy weight, which is about 10 pounds more than that. So I would say I'm about 10 to 15 pounds off of what I think my happy weight is. And it's slowly crept up over the years. And then when I was trying to conceive with Charlotte, it was advised that I just put a little bit of weight on. And they didn't really say that. They just said to not exercise so much. And the weight just kind of came on. I gained like a 5 pounds before I gave birth with her. Before I conceived with her, I should say. And then that's the weight that I've kind of stuck at postpartum with her, and then preconception with Donnie, where I'm like 20 to 25 pounds over where I was when I get married, and maybe about 10 to 15 pounds over what I think my happy weight is. To be honest, I haven't been at that happy weight in, I don't know, 5 years, I would say. So I don't even know if that's really my happy weight anymore. I don't know if that's my body's happy weight. That's my brain's happy weight. And this is where I have gotten stuck in my adult life. I have let my brain tell me what my happy weight is. It really has no business telling me that. My brain should not be part of that equation. It should be my body that tells me that. It should be where that weight should be the weight where I feel good, where I feel healthy and strong, not deprived, not overworked or stressed, you know, like physically, where I feel rested and energetic and just comfortable. I will say that my weight of the last couple of years, that's not pregnancy weight, you know, my pre-pregnancy weight, is just not my happy weight. I feel like it's more than my happy weight is in my body, if I'm being really honest, and definitely more than my brain. So I've been thinking about this a lot postpartum, because this pregnancy, I felt so good with my pregnancy with Charlotte. I just felt really comfortable and confident in my body. I was just really happy, like physically speaking. This is not emotional brain, right? This is like my physical. I was just happy with myself physically. And then postpartum, I just felt kind of pudgy, but I knew I was going to have another baby soon. I knew I wanted to have another baby soon, so I didn't worry too much about, trying to get back to whatever, trying to lose weight intentionally, I would say. I lost a few pounds. I was probably like 2 or 3 pounds less when I conceived Donnie than when I conceived Charlotte. And I gained the same amount of weight with both pregnancies, 35 pounds. And that just seems to be what my body gains when I'm pregnant. And just like with Charlotte, the weight has come off pretty easily now with Donnie. I have about six-ish pounds, I think. I think I have about 6 pounds to go to be back where I was pre-pregnancy with Donnie. Back to that weight. But the thing is, I know that's not my happy weight in my body. I know because I spent like a year and more, a year and a half or whatever, at that weight between pregnancies, and it was not my happy weight. I did not feel great in my body, and I really did not feel confident. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have let my brain run the show. And now that I'm 35 and I've been through 2 pregnancies, I've given birth twice, I am a different person than I was at 22 when I got married, and 26, I think, when I started YouTube, and 30 when I decided, I don't know, something happened to me at 30 where I just started to feel more confident in myself as a person. You could say that's intentional. It's also partly to do with age and experience, but anyway, I am a different person now at 35, and I keep evolving and changing. And what I have noticed over the past couple of months is I was getting really, really down on myself about my body, and my brain was getting really down on myself, and I was focusing a lot on my thighs and my rear, which I have got to their biggest ever in my entire existence with this past pregnancy. Uh-oh, Donnie's waking up. Okay, let's give him a couple minutes. And thinking about how big they were, and thinking about comparatively how I didn't want them to be that big and how they used to be smaller and stuff like that, I let that get me really down. Throughout my pregnancy, I really only gained weight in my belly for Donnie, and then any extra fat went right to my thighs. And that's just always how it's been, but it's like that they got bigger than ever before. And it really affected me mentally. And I've been thinking about that. I started losing weight with Donnie. I lost like 20 pounds in the first 2 weeks because I gave birth to him, and things happen. And then I lost another almost 10 pounds really gradually over the course of the next couple of months. And it's been coming off about a half a pound a week. And I only weigh myself 1 day a week, the same day every week. And that is enough. And it's just really to mark the progress I'm making. I'm trying to have a different frame of mind about weighing myself. And eventually I'd like to just like chuck the scale altogether, because I don't think it's a healthy tool. I think it's, it's okay to use once in a while, but ultimately I'd like to get to the place where I can weigh myself and not have that number, whatever it is, affect me at all. To still love myself exactly the same regardless of what it says. Of course I love myself, but my feelings about myself are affected, if I'm being perfectly honest, about that number. And it's still something I struggle with, and it's something that I'm now consciously much more aware of and much more intentional about changing. So anyway, I've been on this kind of elimination diet thing. I talked about it in a video or two. I'll link a what I eat in a day video. That was from like almost a couple of months ago now. Is that right? Yeah. So I'll probably do another one soon, because my diet is shifting as I'm kind of researching and looking inward about what my body wants, but also researching different kinds of nutritional things that people do. I don't want to say diet like I'm dieting, but different, kinds of eating, I would say, if you will. But I'm gonna have to go get him in 2 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna have to wrap this up or come back to you guys later, because I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Anyway, I feel like I'm not gonna do this justice if I leave it. He's done a full 360. He's just going around in circles. Oh, poor guy. Maybe I have to come back to this video, guys. Okay, just when I walked right in to get him, he went back to sleep. So I'm gonna try to kind of pick up where I left off. Anyway, I noticed myself getting really, really down on myself about my thighs, even though I'm losing weight and I feel like, you know, things are falling back into place. I'm like, this is not what I want to do with my rest of my life. I don't want to spend the rest of my life worried about my goddamn thighs. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. Like, it just makes me angry that I've wasted so much time focusing on some part of myself. It's just the way it is. That's where I put weight on, and it's fine. And they're never gonna be really slim or really muscular or any of those things, because that's just not where they're comfortable. Ideally, I would like to lose some weight and feel better in my body physically. I know I'm not there right now. I'm not in a rush. I am 3 months postpartum. I am not in a rush. And I know people think like, oh, you're focusing on that too much. It's sending a bad message. But come on, what person doesn't think about these things at some point in their life? Cut me some slack, you guys. I'm trying to cut myself some slack. And I'm really, really trying to make a change mentally about how I'm approaching body image, because I want to be proud of myself. I want to be, you know, I am a mother of 2 beautiful children, healthy children. That is an astounding feat in itself. My body does so much to take care of my family and our house, and I should just be proud of it. I should just be proud of myself and my body. And that's what I'm starting. It's just, I've spent my whole life, my whole adult life, I should say, really, really not being that way. And it's just now that I'm like, some switch flipped, whatever the saying is. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to waste my time doing that. I want to appreciate myself. I deserve to appreciate myself. I deserve to love myself unconditionally, no matter what my thighs look like. I deserve that. We all deserve to love ourselves. Regardless of what's happening, you know, with anything else in your life, you deserve to love yourself. And I am going to do that. I am like totally shifting perspective, and it feels really good. It is not easy because it goes against, you know, 15 plus years of me just getting down on myself about my physical appearance. And I think back to when I was younger and had those same damaging, you know, low self-esteem thoughts, and I was like 25 pounds less, you know, like, what? How could I have been so hard on myself when I weighed so little? And the truth is, the weight really has nothing to do with it. If I want to love myself unconditionally, it is not about my body's outward appearance. It is not about a number on a scale. It is about my accepting myself and loving myself just as is, no matter what I look like or feel like, or I'm doing or I'm not doing. I'm getting there. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in the past few years about kind of my, like, accepting my emotional self unconditionally. Like, I'm getting closer. It's tough as well. And I want to work on the physical self too, because I think you can't do one without the other. And I thought I could, but now I'm realizing I can't, because I catch myself thinking about my thighs and going like, not great. So I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm feeling, I've been on this like elimination diet where I haven't been eating any grains or corn or nuts or dairy, or gluten, which is, I think, is a grain anyway, but I haven't been eating any of those things for over 2 months now, and I'm feeling physically a lot lighter inside and just a lot less sluggish, I would say, and that has been amazing. I do plan on starting to incorporate a couple of those things back in here and there. I don't feel the need to eat corn, really. I don't think I process it very well. Once in a while I'll let myself have popcorn because it is one of my joys in life, but I don't feel the need to have corn on a regular basis. I don't excuse me, I don't feel the need to eat a lot of refined sugar on a regular basis anymore. I've done that. I've overdone that. I don't need to overdo it. That doesn't mean I'm never gonna have a cookie again. You know, I am still kind of steering clear of those things for now, because I have definitely been a sugar addict in the past, and it's gonna take some time to really work that completely out of my system. So I'm not going there at all with the refined sugars until, you know, I feel like I am able to indulge a little sometimes without getting sucked back into like all the time. And then as far as grains, I am starting, actually just this week I started incorporating a little brown rice back into my diet because I've listened to my body. My body said, we want a little brown rice, give us a little brown rice, and I did. Just been doing a little bit. Donnie's older now, he's doing much better. I basically weaned him off of the reflux medication in the last week and he's doing great. So his digestive system is working a lot better, and he has been handling that fine as well. So it's not to say I'll never have a piece of bread again, because one of my joys in life is also really good bread with butter, but I'm not going to eat crappy bread just because I can and it's there. I'm going to save, like, when I indulge in pastas and breads and sweets and stuff, for when it's really special and I can just savor it and just not have it be an everyday part of life. I've also realized in this, you know, in the last few months that I really don't process dairy that well. I thought I did fine with it. I don't really. It kind of makes me feel really sluggish. So I don't see myself incorporating dairy back into my diet on a regular basis. That being said, I do love cheese. Another one of my joys in life is good cheese, but that doesn't mean I have to eat crappy cheese all the time. It means I want to eat a little bit of good cheese once in a while. And maybe I'll have an ice cream once in a while, but not like 4 times a week. Do you know what I mean? So trying to just be more aware of how my food, what I am putting, nourishing my body, is making me feel physically without thinking about it emotionally, without letting my emotional brain get attached to what I'm eating. This has just been eye-opening for me. And I really credit this, you know, it's the culmination of things. It's the age, it's the diet that I've been on, you know, the elimination diet, it's the just feeling like I need a change. It's all of that coming together and me realizing that food isn't about my brain. I don't want to feed my brain. I don't want to feed my emotions. I don't want to stress eat. I don't want to reach for the chocolate when I need, you know, a quick fix because my brain doesn't want to focus on whatever emotion it's trying to avoid feeling. I want to feed my body what it really wants. And what it really wants, mostly, is plant-based foods. Now, before we all get too excited, I'm not going vegetarian. I'm not going vegan. I do still eat meat. I've definitely noticed that I don't need a lot of meat. And then I've noticed this for a long time now. It's been at least, I don't know, a decade or more that I've noticed that I really don't need a lot of animal proteins at all. I don't want to really open this can of worms right now because I have had visits from the, you know, people who are very passionate about certain types of lifestyles, nutrition, diets, and things in the past, and they're not always the kindest and most compassionate. I'm not going to open this can. I kind of opened it. But that could be a whole different video, to be honest, because I've been researching a lot about plant-based diets. What I think and what is feeling good to me right now is eating mostly plant-based diets. Breakfast, lunch, and snacks are plant-based for me. I've been really enjoying, well, I'll do a what I eat in a day video. You guys will see what I eat. And then in the evening, I eat mostly plants and some grains, and then like a very small amount of meat. I would say like 4 4 to 6 ounces of some sort of animal protein most nights of the week. Sometimes I don't eat it lately at all. And that has been working well for me. I finally started liking fish again. I didn't like fish for like 2 years between pregnancies. I hated fish, and I've just like really gotten back into it. Fish and chicken and shellfish are foods that my body seems to really like and process well. And I think of them kind of as lighter animal proteins, right? And I just feel good. You know, I feel okay about eating them. The like red meats, pork, I do love bacon, but I'm just noticing that they make my body feel sluggish if I overindulge. And also I don't feel awesome about eating those from like a moral standpoint. Ethical, I'm not sure what the right word is, but and again, I really don't want to get too big into the like, you know, you shouldn't eat any animals at all, you should, or whatever. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been doing a lot of research on this, like, you know, through YouTube, through books, in my, you know, kind of deliberating myself, because I do have an emotional conflict, ethical conflict, I would say, about eating certain animal proteins. At the end of the day though, I really do enjoy them, but I don't need them all the time, and I just want to be a little bit more mindful about that and about what makes my body feel good. So that's kind of where I'm settling in with nutrition. I feel like I'm really finding my groove with it for the first time ever, and the baby woke up again, so I'm good on wrapping up. And I feel like feeding myself well is making me more open to accepting myself as is. I feel like if I am feeding myself well, I'm nourishing my body with what it wants, when it wants, I'm not restricting, I'm not overindulging, and I'm just like finding this happy medium where I'm satiated and I feel good inside. And this is without even picking up exercise again, yet, because that's coming. Feeling better physically in my body is making it easier to get my mind out of it completely. And that's kind of the ultimate goal for me. And honestly, I have a lot of work to do, a lot of brain work, to be honest, to get to a place where I can feel really, really confident about myself no matter what my body looks like. But I feel like I've finally, and for the first time, turned a corner and I'm heading in the right direction. Like, for most of my adult life, I've been going in the opposite direction. I have not been going in the right direction. And now I've turned around and I'm looking the right way and I'm taking the first few steps, and it feels really empowering. I gotta say, it is terrifying, but it is, because change is hard, right? Even when it's good change, change is really hard, but it is so empowering, and I am just pumped. I am so excited. I am so excited. So I feel like this is something I'm going to want to come back and touch on with you in maybe like 6 months or so, to tell you how I'm progressing, like with my journey with this, how I'm feeling, like any dietary things that I'm doing or workouts that I'm doing that are helping me accept myself as is, and that is what makes my body feel and run as well as it can. And that's really ideal. I just want to take care of myself physically, and that in turn helps me take care of myself emotionally. And now I really do have to go get that child, because he's definitely awake now. Anyway, I finished my tea. I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. I hope it was coherent in some way. It's just something I really wanted to share because it's been on my mind a lot lately. And I'd love to know about your journeys, if you care to share, with this sort of mind-body, you know, just situation, I would say, that it's a very common, you know, a very human experience. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will film a what I eat in a day video for you guys very soon, because things have shifted a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm finding is really feeding and nourishing my body well. And in the meantime, I hope you are well, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.